cannot believe you. You just called this girl a monkey and then said she should have died. What type of is this? You have Jamaican children. Would you like somebody to call?
Guys, we have to have a real conversation. I'll probably do a live about this later on in the week. We have to have a real conversation about this with Erica Mena. She's a problem. And I want to say this. What she said in that moment was both racist, but rather more, I want to say it's colorist, right? The fact that she would lambast Spice in a way that would say about her being a monkey, knowing the history that we have as Black people, knowing that your previous partner Safari, who's Jamaican, is dark skinned too, and your children potentially going to know, I don't even know what color skin tone her children are either. The fact that you would use the insult blue monkey is degrading, it's disgusting, and it's downright colorist. And actually, apparently it's not the first time that she's done this. So there's form. We need to have a real conversation about people like Erica Mena who aren't necessarily, I want to say, who benefit from Black culture in a particular way that they then end up demonizing the women within that culture. And I'm not going to go too deep because that's a conversation for another day. But I wanted to have a real, just say, like, after I watched, I was vexed. I was just like, I get it. Listen, I'm a person that says war is war. The fact that Spice decided to say what she said about her child, which was the first preempting attack, I'm not going to lie, it was hella disrespectful, nasty, and disgusting too. There was, from what we saw in the clip, there was no reason why Spice went to that level 10. So at that point, all bets are off. If Erica Mena beat her ass, if she flipped the table, if she said she can go and die, I personally still wouldn't have said nothing. The go and die comment for me personally didn't even touch me because I think to myself, hey, if you start a beef, you got to know that someone going to end it, right? But I think where you have to jump off the hill for Erica Mena is actually say, actually, when you start getting colorist and racist with your rhetoric, that is no longer about the person in front of you. That is about a whole race of people. At that point, it's completely different. At that point, we have to really start having a real conversation about who this person, Erica Mena, actually is. And I think the sad part about it is that she hasn't understood that you having children with somebody who is, quote unquote, from the same place that you just call someone a blue monkey really is the kind of rhetoric that we see from white folk when they deal with Black folk and then can still be simultaneously racist. And the reason being because people don't necessarily always work on their prejudices until it confronts them in anger. And this is why anger is such a powerful tool, because oftentimes people reveal their true art and their true form and their true feelings about things in their anger. People tell their truths about how they feel about situations, things that have happened to you in those moments. And so in that moment where they're having an argument, they're flipping the table, it's for a storyline, wada. You know, it gets to a point where you start asking some real questions. Now, I know Erica Mena, I believe she's Puerto Rican and Dominican as well. And for her to say those comments shows a lack of understanding, it shows ignorance, prejudice, and this is the kind of hateful rhetoric that I have to say, maybe part of Safari might have saw some of this. That's not the reason why he didn't. Listen, he cheated because he wanted to cheat. Listen, he was doing the madness. I'm not giving an excuse. I'm saying, but he might have seen some of his behaviors as well. And I said this about Erica as well. Her quickness to temper has always been an issue for her. Her quickness to temper has always been an issue for her. And when you don't control your tongue will end up getting you in trouble. The Bible talks about how our tongue is it's one of the strongest weapons that we have, because it literally can set off fires in a rainforest. It can literally cause things to flood. It can literally cause things to collapse simply by an uttered word. Someone need only say something and suddenly the world can be in disarray. So that's how powerful words are. So for her to sit there, of course, get angry, flip the table, I didn't have no problem with that. I mean, I don't like the baby, but I'm saying I didn't have no problem with that. I thought it was fair game. If she called her a bee and a hoe, it would have been fair game. If she said that she's a bad mother, it would have been fair game. Right? Because Spice started it and she contributed towards it. And I would have been like, well, Erica Mena ended it. But when you start calling her a blue monkey, we're in a different territory. And so we're gonna have a real conversation. I don't want to go too deep, but we're gonna have a real conversation about what that actually means, what that entails, because you invade black spaces and you get the benefit of being in black spaces, and then you turn around and you trash the women that are in that black space. Sounds like some haterish things to me. You know what I mean? Sounds like some real haterish things. And that prejudice and discrimination, yeah, Erica gonna have to work on that. You know what I mean? And this is also, we need to talk about the fact that this also plays into preference and feeling like they are better. And when I say they, and this comes into the colorist aspect as well, when talking about light skin, dark skin, and again, I'm not lambasting anybody, specifically just talking about Erica Mena, but as a general principle, like when we talk about colorism and talk about how it even plays into quite recently, the young lady that was doing MPC, I can't remember her name, who was giving out who was now doing an awards, and she came out much darker than she was when she's on TikTok. And people are like, there's no problem, she's getting her coins. I'm like, you don't see what the problem is. You don't see the fact that she had to lighten herself in order to be accepted. That by lightening herself, she was now accepted. So actually, while she might be getting her coins, she's actually doing harm, because she's actually ratifying and forever solidifying the rhetoric that the lighter you are, the better you are. And whilst we know that the system may look to see that be the truth, or that to be the fact, we don't want to be seen to be adding to it. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to add to the system. I don't want the system to further be put against us or our people, or against dark-skinned people. I don't want to be in that place, right? And so, yeah, I mean, this is a real issue we need to start talking about. So I'll definitely do a live on this. I don't want to go too deep today. I'd rather just kind of just play it this way. But I was looking at it and I was like, because this conversation, like, it got wild so quick. But it should never got to a point where someone is calling you a blue monkey. That's ridiculous.
Your children monkeys? You should have did that, Erica. That was out of line.
That karma is your karma, bitch. Serves you right.
Now, I don't know. I mean, like I said, of course, we know the show can be a little bit crazy, and fights do happen. People get out of pocket. I think also, just to add this extra point, where Erica Mena, we're gonna wait to see. Will she come out and apologize? I don't think she will, and I think that's why people are calling for the head of Erica Mena to be off the show, because I believe that this is not the first time that she's done something like this, and she's not going to come out and apologize and say, listen, guys, I messed up. I know it was colorist. I know it was racist, what I said, and where it's coming from. That superiority that you might feel, that you can call her a blue monkey. It's just, it's wild to me. That's what I'd say. But I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. What do you guys think of the Erica Mena spy situation? Like I said, I felt like Erica Mena had every right to retaliate, but the type of retaliation told us a lot more about her prejudice and discrimination and her colorist views, and probably her superiority complex as well, thinking that she's better, especially dating a Jamaican man who's dark skinned like